These are the fragrances I use when I want to feel sophisticated, ultra feminine, super confident. Let's go. My first one is 1932 by Chanel. This is a fragrance I always love. An opening that is quite fruity with pear and something quite powdery at the end, but it's intense, it's full on. The longevity is divine and the projection is incredible. Mainly a mix between something fruity, very iris-like. So you smell this powdery iris that is really present, but at the same time, it doesn't give something too violetty. It's quite dry. Really, what I can smell is aldehyde. It does have something ultimately very vintage. So it's the fragrance I wear when I, for example, have a big event. I want to feel confident, or I'm going to talk in front of some people. I always had strange reaction around this fragrance. I always remember I wore that at work when I was working for Chanel. I went back home and there's a guy, it's pretty old, that ran after me. It's a bit scary, yeah. Ran after me through all the street and he was like, sorry, excuse me, grabbed me like that. I was petrified. And he said, oh, I have to say, you smell divine. And I was like, It's a classic, it's ladylike, it's sophistication in a bottle. It's very polarizing because it's something that is very different, but this is something incredible. My number 2 is a designer fragrance, is Boucheron Place Vendôme. That's pretty old actually. I have that since long. I love first of all the bottle, I think it's really cute, but most of it, like I think this fragrance is incredible because it's something you don't smell anymore. It's full on pink pepper. So you smell something very spicy, but at the same time, very solar. Do you know what? If you like Roberto Cavalli fragrance, you're probably gonna love that. It's extremely solar, it has something sultry to it, but at the same time, quite mature. But really nice for daytime because of this solar note. I actually really like to wear, it's quite heavy, you know, like it's slightly honeyed, undertone, stuff like that, and at the same time, very floral. It's something that is, yes, it's heavy, but it feels like a professional boss babe kind of vibe, you know? I love this. This is really underrated. Different vibe. This is La Perla Possibilities. This fragrance is quite something too, but it's more a style that is very on trend at the moment. You know, these very aesthetic girls you see on Instagram? Very that vibe, and it feels very silky compared to the other that I show you that are booming, super besmode technically. This one is more lingering on the skin. It's soft. It's even slightly velvety. The rose is nearly jammy-like, and you can smell a bit of spice but delicate. It smells like a satin corset or something like that. Very feminine, but all in sensuality. I will not say it's sexy because sexy gives something like a bit, you know, it's not the vibe of this video. This video is like to feel very feminine, very elegant, and this is how it smells. I do like this because it doesn't give too much, but definitely you can smell it, and I don't know anyone that could say that they dislike this fragrance. It's really mass appealing, but at the same time so beautifully done. It's definitely one of my favorite of La Perla. Next one is Narcisse TAIJI. So my favorite flower is Narcissus. This is a really underrated flower. Do you know what is good with Narcissus? Is that it smells green. It's a fragrance that have a green undertone. Not too powdery, but a green undertone. So have something that is deep in there, but it's not too intense, you know. It's quite a delicate flower, but you can really feel it in the fragrance because they give it something strange, bewitching. I always say sometimes when I talk about Narcissus that it smells a bit poisonous. You know, like it smells a bit like a narcotic or something like dangerous. It's very charismatic, but very underrated. To me, like this kind of personality is like evergreen. I always talk about evergreen. I love her. Girl crush. That vibe, you know, she's not talking a lot, but she's super confident. You can see, but she doesn't have to talk much. You know, like this kind of girl that is like this and raise her eyebrow when you talk. Narcisse TAIJI is super sophisticated, super elegant. What I like is that they post Narcissus in the show, but it's very honeyed composition. If you have an uplifting scent at the start, there's something that is really addictive to the scent. You want to re-smell it and re-smell it. It's not really the fragrance that's going to give you the most sillage, but it's definitely long lasting. When you want to feel sophisticated and confident, I don't think you need something that is beast mode everywhere, you know. One is Elake Camelia. Oh my god, how much I love this scent. Do you know what, like since its launch it was like love at first sight. And I remember the first time I smelled it, I was in Aix in Milan to discover plenty of niche fragrances, and the lady was there and she was like, yeah, we have our new fragrance. And I looked at the bottle, I seen the title, was like Camelia, flowers. Oh, boring. Far from boring. To be fair, it's a very simple composition, and when I've watched the composition I was like, yeah, I'm gonna find it nice, but you know. And I am addicted to this scent. And usually floral is not, you know, like you have to be different. Like all the fragrances I show you are floral, but they have something that is very unique. And this is very unique, but extremely mass appealing to me. Everybody gonna love that. I don't know anyone that's not gonna like this. The dragon fruit. And it gives something that is, again, like quite jammy, you know, like what is more uplifting, more fruitier than La Perla, but you in those smells that are quite satin-like. It's sexiness, but all in sophistication, very ladylike. And I'd say this one is probably, within every fragrance I showed you, like it's probably the youngest one as well. Like anyone could wear that, to be honest. Like it doesn't have an age to me, which I love. I love this exotism in the fragrance. I find that extremely addictive and sexy, and it's quite something else. Honestly, like it may be simple, but I feel like the most simple fragrance are the one you wear the most. I always say that because it's the truth. I always spray it like a crazy person. It's amazing. MYRICA Muse by Harris. This is something that is also quite glamorous. This is glam, but it's uplifting and it's fizzy. Do you know what? If I could compare it to something, I would say it's like a fizzy, fruity, red fruit cocktail. You know those kind of girly cocktails that are pink? This is how it smells. It's very fizzy. It's like Sense and the City. You're putting your beautiful cocktail dress, super short, and you're like going dancing in summertime or spring. This is how it smells. And I say in spring and summertime because it's very a fruit that is super uplifting, very juicy. I love the pomegranate, and usually I don't like strawberries. This is wild strawberries, and it feels extremely fruity but full of good mood. Super feminine and sophisticated. You can smell that it smells wealthy, but it also has something very fun to it. And you know, especially those days in London, like we have some sun, but it's a bit grey at the moment, and this gives me a lot of good mood. Like when I want to feel energized, I'm like, okay, Clemence, like go on with your day. It's amazing. I'd say this fragrance, especially for summertime, if you're working inside or working in some place that is underground or in an office or whatever, to give you a good mood, it's amazing. And it's surface friendly. I can tell you that it's going to draw a lot of compliments. You're going to smell amazingly, but you're not going to intoxicate everyone. It's a really amazing scent to feel professional or feel super fun and glam. So nice. It's Carrie Bradshaw in a bottle. Maybe. Next one is ROJA, and it's 51. That's the most intimistic one. This collection, the Essence de Parfum of ROJA, it's really going close to the skin. It's again something that feels like a set of lingerie. You know, beautiful bras, beautiful underwear, you know, like some stockings. Voila, you full on today, huh? Quite sexual and naughty, but very sophisticated. It does have a lot of ylang-ylang, so the flowers are very intense and warm. But the flowers with the time are very cozy. They have something very smooth, very velvety, like, you know, like satin bedsheet. You're up to no good. Raspberry, that gives something a little bit fruitier, because in the Essence of the collection, this collection, you have many like floral scent that feel very feminine, blah blah blah. This one is my favorite because it has that fruity effect that gives something a little bit younger to me. For example, at the beginning, when the first time I smelled it, I was like, does it smell a bit like a cherry cola? I'm not sure. Every time I wear that, I'm like, and I know, like I would wear a nice ensemble and wait for the guy. Guys or ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what are the fragrances that makes you feel the most confident. I hope to see you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Half of you are not subscribed at my channel and you're still watching. this is not nice, and I see you, so you know. I want to give a big thank you to the people that super thanks. Again, you're directly helping the channel and it means a lot to me, so thank you so much. Have a lovely vacation for the one who work, have a lovely time off for the one who doesn't work. It doesn't make sense what I said.
T'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.